Two playoff semi-finals are back, and they're back even today. That's right, I am late with my predictions for those illustrious second legs. Who's going to go Wembley? Who's going home? We're going to get into it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction for you. Today we're taking a look at the League 2 playoff semi-finals, second legs, that's right. And they all kick off here tonight, that's right, with Doncaster and crew. We'll get to that in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, you know who you are. And again, if you're new, where the hell have you been, boys and girls? Smash the old subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for League 2 is right here under one Rooski, of course. We are, of course, wrapping up the season, and we already know who's made the final in the League 1 campaign. And, of course, the lucky loser on that one will meet up with the lucky winner of the League 2 playoff, of course, in League 1. We'll get into all of it again in a second, but before all that, we're going to recap who's got the upper hand from those first legs. That's right, so let's get cracking. All right then, folks, let's turn the clock back to, of course, the start of the week. We're talking about Monday and Tuesday, the 6th and the 7th of May, respectively. And we did have Crawley up against MK Dons. This match actually came at you on Tuesday, was the 7th of May. And Crawley put on a fantastic performance up against the favourites, MK Dons. I went with a basic 1-1 draw, but guess what? Crawley showed up, delivered, and probably put a performance so good that they could already start planning their Wembley adventures. Of course, 3-0 it was in the end, with goals from Liam Kelly, Jay Williams and Ronan Darcy. But Crawley really in command here and have a realistic shot to get to Wembley and challenge for that remaining spot in League 1. Meanwhile, over at Gresty Road, crew took on Doncaster, and again, I got this one wrong. Well, actually, I got this one right. Actually, got pretty close to the money, but I did anticipate a Doncaster victory, which, of course, was the case. 2-0 win it was for Doncaster. Luke Molyneux on the score sheet, Harrison Biggins to give Doncaster an upper hand on the away day. We go to the keep mode for the second leg on that one. So 2-0 win in final score. I went with a 2-1 win as well. It does look at the moment like it will be a Doncaster Crawley final, but stranger things have happened, and we haven't got long to wait to find out about who will actually make that final, because the games are this weekend, started today, and of course wrap it up tomorrow, which will be Saturday the 11th of May, of course. Don't forget the prediction league will keep on going, of course, for at least one more time. So at least 2 points for the grabs there. So if you've been doing it, maintain that last push here, and we'll probably announce the winner when we do the final video, of course. But of course, we're not going to waste any more time now. We're going to look ahead to, of course, the semi-final second leg. So let's turn the clock around, turn it all around, and start with, believe it or not, we're going to do Saturday's game. Yeah, producer Dirk got this a little bit backwards here. We realistically should be going with Doncaster Crew, but we're going to start with MK Dons against Crawley. This one's over at the Stadium MK, and of course the hosts have got a 3-0 deficit to make up. Of course, it's Mike Williams in the dugout for MK Dons up against Scott Lindsay's Crawley, who appear to be just 90 minutes away from a date at Wembley. Now, these two sides did play each other 11 times now. Since 2012, there's been 5 wins for MK Dons, 4 wins for Crawley, 2 draws, of course. MK Dons boasting a 4-0 win, their biggest, which, of course, trumps that fact of Crawley's 3-0 win. We'll get to that in a minute. 14 goals scored, though, in those 11 games for MK Dons. There's been 1.27 goals a game on average. Crawley, on the flip side, though, their biggest win was their most recent win, that 3-0 victory the other day. 11 goals scored in those 11 games. That's a goal a game on average. Of course, the hosts here, MK Dons, are coming in this match at 50% form for them. And that's 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6. However, just 1 win in the last 4. Crawley now boasting also a 50% success rate. However, back-to-back wins and unbeaten in the last 4. You could say they've hit form at just the right time. Of course, the previous match at the Stadium MK was a 2-0 win for MK Dons back in December 2023. If they were to repeat that scoreline, they would still be crashing out, of course. But Crawley have picked up 2 wins themselves over the course of those 3 matches this year. The 3-0 win most recently, and the 2-1 win away back in Crawley back in August. In fact, the away side has not won this game since MK Dons beat Crawley in Crawley back in November 2018. The good news for MK Dons is the last time that Crawley beat MK Dons at this Stadium MK, you've got to really dig deep in the record books. In fact, I don't think this ever happened. So Crawley yet to be victorious at the Stadium MK, but the goal deficit is quite significant significant for the time of asking. Of course, the bookies 10-7 on for MK Dons to win this leg. This leg only. The draw is at 3-1. 7-2 is Crawley Town. However, the odds to get promoted right here, right now, MK Dons are 16-1. Third favourites now. Crawley are 11-8. Second favourites after that fantastic performance, of course. But which way are we going to go on this one? We are going to go with a 2-1 win for the host here. 2-1 win, which is not going to be enough. According to my mathematics, it'll be a 4-2 aggregate win for Crawley. They will go to Wembley, but they'll go to Wembley on the back of a defeat. How significant will that be? Well, we'll have to wait and see until that playoff final. Meanwhile, we're going to go over to Keep Mode. We're going to see Doncaster up against Crewe. That's right, coming at you for the third time this season. We'll explore that in a minute. Doncaster, though, looking hot to bloody trot at the moment. We'll get to that form in a minute. Managed by Grant McCann up against Crewe and Lee Bell, who's done a okay job with Crewe recently, but of course the form is not great. These two sides have played each other 26 times since 2002. There's been 11 wins apiece, 4 draws as well. 4-0 win, the biggest, being that for Doncaster, scoring 44 goals in 26 matches, 1.69 goals a game on average. Crewe, though, 8-0 win, their biggest. They'll need one of those. 47 goals scored in the 26 matches, 1.81 goals a game. Of course, it's chalk and cheese, though, in regards to form heading into this one, with Doncaster on 92% form for them at the moment, unbeaten in at least the last 13 matches against Crewe, who are on 33% form for them right now, winless in 4, just 1 win in the last 6. It is not great for them heading into this match. Now, all right, then, heading into this game itself, of course, Doncaster on that 2-0 win at Gresty Road. That was, of course, back in May, 6th of May, just last week, or earlier in this week. Big 2-0 win, upper hand, clean sheet to boot. It actually makes it back-to-back 2-0 wins for Doncaster over Crewe when they met at the Keep Mode back in March 2024. Crewe, though, did pick up a victory back in November 2023. That was at Gresty Road. It was a narrow 3-2 win, but the odds are against them at the moment, heading into what appears to be a difficult game. Of course, the odds for this one, again, coming at you on Friday, the 10th of May, 20-13 on is your Doncaster for this game. This game alone, 14-5 is the draw, and 15-4 is your Crewe on this one. Crewe do need snookers if they are going to get through to a playoff final at Wembley. The bookies have Doncaster 6-4 on to be promoted at the end of the campaign, with Crewe a whopping 40-1 underdogs, of course. But if they were to turn this around and get to Wembley, guess what? Those odds will dramatically shift. However, I do not see. I've gone with a 2-0 win for Doncaster, which, again, get your calculators out, would make it a 4-0 aggregate win. And, of course, Doncaster will then take on Crawley for that place in League One at Wembley. That's it, guys. I know they're late, but of course, get your predictions in for the prediction league here, and of course, we'll be back for that playoff final whenever it comes around. But until then, we are done.